What up, Kiki Fight MMA? Just got back from B-Dubs. UFC 235 recap. Jones did as I expected. Smith hung in there a little bit in the first round, and then after that, just Jones picked it apart. And Smith had no answers. He tried gunning it like for the first minute in the round 5, and that was all that he had. You know, it was a pretty typical Jones fight. Kamaru Usman, man, definitely impressive. He dominated the fight for rounds 1 to 5, and wow. Willie couldn't get anything off, man. Just body shots all day. It was kind of hard. I didn't hear what they said because it was loud as fuck. Couldn't hear the TV at all. It's louder than usual. And yeah, Usman just stay out there, gets in the clinch, body shots, and just throwing constant uppercuts and knees. Definitely, he improved his knee games, which is pretty nice. Landed a lot of solid, clean knees. Pretty impressive performance from Usman, and just a few more defenses, and he's up there to be the greatest. And with his size, he can easily move up to 185 too. And it'd be nice to see how he does up there. What do you guys think? A lot of people are on the Izzy hype train. Nigeria versus Nigeria. Who's the best Nigeria of all time? If Izzy proves that he could hang with Robert Whittaker, and Dana White ain't gonna risk him to Yoel Romero, so all those people want to see that matchup. Dana White ain't gonna risk that shit. So who knows? If he beats Robert, we could see Nigeria versus Nigeria. That'd be a good fight. Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. Man, that fight was, I don't know, it was a little controversial. Robbie slammed him, picked him up, slammed, Askren went for a clinch. Then Robbie got into like a giant slamming position, slammed Askren's head, started grinding, pounding Askren, beating the shit out of Askren. I don't know. Eventually got back on the feet, and Askren just kept grinding, got into a position. Askren started controlling and got into like a headlock position. Had to rewatch that. It was too loud to tell, and looked like Woodley went out. His arms, boom, just faded. And then as soon as Herb Dean stepped in, he seemed perfectly fine. So it was a 50-50. Who knows? He could have been out. Like with chokes, like sometimes you're out just for a split sec, and as soon as they release the grip, you're back to normal. So I can see why people argue. And if he wasn't out, then Robbie beat himself. He should have been moving more, should have been giving more signs, Herb Dean did a good job because you went limp. And if you weren't out, well, that's your own fault for, you should have showed the ref that you were there, you're fine. So it's a iffy win. Still a good, credible one for Askren, but yeah, I would like to see it held just a little bit longer. Um, Lee J. Zhang, whatever, versus Tisha Torres. So I got Tisha Torres mixed up with somebody else. I think it's Suarez or something. She's undefeated. Everybody says she's a female Habib. She kind of is. Not Tisha Torres, but the other one given mixed up from. Anyways, Li Jianyang. I was pretty impressed. Not the best fight, not boring in my opinion, but not exciting. But Li Jianyang, what I'm impressed about her is, man, some Chinese striking background, and she like just she was evenly matched on the ground. Like you could say she won the ground fight, and that was what surprised me. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Tisha Suarez like, isn't she, isn't her strength grappling? Correct me if I'm wrong. I only seen like one or two of her fights, and I only remember that one. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think Lee J, that's pretty, like her ground techniques weren't. It looked very amateurish, but she just won with pair. Like you could tell she was stronger, and her physique was enough to overcome the gap in skill in the on the ground. And yeah, that's pretty impressive. I was pretty surprised about that. Does she train in America or like outside China? Or do they have some like? Because I know there's some English coaches who are in like foreign land training too. So does she have one of those too? Anyways, pretty impressive. She beats number 7. Now she's in the top 10. So, hey, China's best fighter or biggest star up to date. We'll see how she does against the top. I think her skills didn't look all that, like technique wise, it didn't look all that, but she's big and strong and just good enough skill to both. Her attributes are just good enough to beat Tisha Torres. So we'll see where she goes from there. What's next? Zabit, man. I was like the biggest Zabit fan. Boy. No, what was next after that? Not Zabit. Cody, the dumb fight IQ Garbrandt. Like most, like as far as talking about physical talent, Cody is probably the most physically talented person in that division. He's pound for pound like one of the most athletic guys in the UFC. His speed, his power, it's nobody could compete with him on that in that division, just speed, power alone. But man, dude got a glass jaw and he has dumb fight IQ. I was like, the moment he started brawling, like he got dropped and then he dropped the other dude, hurt the other dude, and then he started brawling. And the moment he started brawling, like he was winning the exchange, but in the back of my mind, I was like, he's gonna get caught. He just abandoned all technique. It's hands down to the waist, throwing haymakers, slow, sloppy. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, come on, man. Hands down there. It's like, dude, you got a glass jaw. You're physically talented. So, like, I don't know, you just use your speed, use your power. But man, like he's so fast, but then as soon as he starts slugging like that, it's so loaded up that like it looks slow, and it's like, woo, woo. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like what the fuck, man. He's like, you're not Justin Gagey, you're not Korean Zombie or the younger version of Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie, like you don't got the jaw for that, man. You got the speed to not fight like that, and yet you're fighting like that, and man, it's just bad fight IQ. Like, jeez. And then, yeah, Zabit versus Jeremy Stevens. I was very high on the Zabit train, but after this fight, I think Otto beats Zabit. I mean, Zabit is pretty fast. He's pretty big. Otto's been in a lot of wars. You might catch Otto and rock him. Otto might gas. Zabit still has a path to like clear victory, but man, Zabit he be the he controlled round one for sure. Round one was all his. Jeremy didn't do much. Jeremy started finding his timing a little bit in round two. Then round three, it was all, I wouldn't say it was all Jeremy, but the momentum was on Jeremy's side. And yeah, Zabit was like panic. Like Zabit, when you got him to the corner, there's a big change in urgency, a huge change in urgency. Like you could see in the way he fights, the urgency just increases by a lot. And man, Jeremy is like round three, you can see that urgency in Zabit's like, oh fuck. It was like that. And not saying like he was scared, but he's like, he's gotta do something because the momentum's on Jeremy, and all it takes is just one shot from him. Jeremy landed some few clean shots. Rounds one, like Zabit landed some good stuff. Like Zabit won the fight, but like towards round three, it's like, oh shit. And yeah, I think Aldo would beat him, especially if they do 5 rounds. Well, they do 5 rounds, it's 50-50. Aldo gasses out, but like I would favor Aldo over Zabit now. And one thing too is I think Zabit is so big for that division. Like the weight cut fucks up his cardio, and the way he fights, like, ugh, like the techniques he does requires more timing, and when the cardio fucks you up, your timing goes off, and who knows? Maybe he just has shitty cardio. It's not the weight cut. It could be the weight cut. We don't know, but we do know he does fade, and yeah, you saw that. And for a while, I was on that hype train, man. Like I still was a Beat fan, but I would have to favor other fighters over him if I were to bet. And then Johnny Walker, 36-second flying knee KO. Another good performance for Johnny. Where do you guys see him next? Tell me who you guys see. Like Kobe versus Usman. That's what everybody seems to be pointing at. Jones just fight anybody. Who knows? I think Jones should move up to heavyweight, but Jones got to play the safe route, and it is what it is. Like, there's nobody in that division I care for Jones to fight. I think he should move up, but at the same time, if he wants to play guaranteed safe, he's looking for money now. I don't see him like moving up and it's like tarnishing his legacy, or to him it's a tarnishment to his legacy if he gets beat up, and the consequences of losing at heavyweight is far more severe, like for your health. So I don't think Jones got to risk that shit. Um, who's next for Zabit? I don't know. He could fight anybody that is above Jeremy, but I don't think he'll win. Oh, I think he had a hard time now. And for Li Zhejiang, UFC's got to try to do everything in the power to push her. They're desperate for a star in China, and they got to do everything they can to push her. What's next for Garbrandt? Who the fuck knows, man? It's like, oh, dude, you could have won that fight. I mean, he could. Munoz, if they both fought like smart, Munoz could still win, but I think Garbrandt was winning the fight. If he fought smart, I don't think he would have gotten caught, but the dude just, you can't control his emotion and just brawls, and like he don't have the chance to be brawling, so he needs to learn how to control that shit and change his style. What's next for Munoz? I think they might do Munoz versus Marlon Moraes. I want Marlon to fight TJ, or hell, have Marlon fight Henry Cejudo at 135, because everybody, I'm more excited for that fight than I am for a TJ fight, even though it's not for the belt. And, the belt is fucking overrated as far as sell value. Like, Tony should be fighting Habib. Max could headline the event without a belt and they'll sell just as much. It's fucking retarded. It is what it is, but it's like fucking UFC, man. Like, what the fuck? Ugh, I don't know. They don't need a belt. I don't think it's going to add any more pay-per-views. And even if Max is the fucking interim champ, more fans wants to see Tony versus Habib. So fuck that shit. Yeah, I don't know what's next. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say, man. That's a pretty solid night of UFC. Those are all the fights I seen. I was at a wedding earlier. My head still hurts from all the fucking drinking. So yeah, fuck. And what was it? Good thing I didn't waste my time doing video on Mickey Gall. The dude was never, the way I see it, I was like, I never believed the dude was UFC material, and Diego Sanchez should not even be in the UFC, so he lost to Diego. And it's like, oh man, what the fuck? So yeah, that's all I got to say about this event. If there's another fight that I missed and I wanted to see, I might make a video about that. But that'd be it, man. Peace out, and don't drink too much on fight night.